no, 10th grade. And it was Uncle Swesty that taught me how to drive. So the first cars I learned how to drive was a stick shift. And he took me over to Kahuku, where all those homes are, but it was just roads then. They didn't build the homes yet. And so he took me up there, and he showed me. No, you're not on YouTube. No. Smack him.
Hey.
Okay, so. Oh no. There's a camera.
See it?
It's moonlight, so you won't see it.
Thanks. Can't hold my phone.
So anyways, I was about 10. I was about maybe in the 10th grade, and Uncle Swesty, we went on the truck. Uncle Swesty just sort of like told me, okay, your turn to drive. I've never ever driven stick shift before. So I jumped, oh no, sorry, it wasn't stick, it was a regular, it was an automatic car. And so he told me, okay, your turn to drive. And I had no idea what to do. So when I jumped in the car on the driver's side, I didn't know what the D, the R, the N, oh, that's it. So I thought R was drive, so I put it on R. I thought R was for run, you know, maybe, you know, you put it to run the car, yeah, to run the motor. So I put it on R, and we went backwards. So it's a good thing there were no homes in Kahuku then, or else I would have hit somebody's house. So things like that. I was scared to death about driving, especially when I was given a task or given something to do that I had no idea of what to expect. So that's the kind of experiences that I want to get from you guys. Okay?
So it doesn't have to be legal?
No, it doesn't have to be legal or illegal.
So basically someone can do something. You know how to do it.
Yeah, like baking. Oh, I was given so many cooking stuff. And I couldn't do it. And one of those things was Grandpa. Grandpa always liked, the ones that don't know my dad. Grandpa always liked the pilikaki. That's mackerel. Mackerel with
Mayo.
no, with
Mickey.
onions.
Oh.
So you have to cook the onions just the right way before you add in your mackerel. You know, the can of mackerel. For some reason, I couldn't do that. Even today, I can't do that. And every time, because there was a time where my mom was, my mom, and this is also for the pisupo sua pisupo. You guys tasted that, right? The sua pisupo.
Onion with the corned beef.
Yeah, but it's like a soup. That's so
Oh,
funny.
that's gross.
Well,
Like
I had to do
Flascovi?
that. No. It's a soup. It's a corned beef soup that Dad always liked. It's like kalebe, but anyways, pisupo kalebe. So anyways, so Mom had to, my mom had to, I don't know what happened to Mom. She might have been sick, but I had to cook my dad's pilikaki and a thing. And the banana, I didn't know how to peel the banana. And the only reason why I didn't know how to peel the bananas, and I never learned how to peel the bananas, is because I was so worried about my nails being thingy and my fingers being sticky with the bananas. So how I did it was I boiled the bananas, and then I waited for the thing to open, and that's how I cooked my dad's bananas. But when it came to the pilikaki and the thing, I was so scared because I knew I was going to get good scoldings and a good yelled at. And so when I tried to cook it, it wasn't the same as my mom, and it never did. It never was, and I always had the verbal lecture from my dad. So things like that.
I
Okay.
had heaps.
Oh, I know you have these. Okay,
What exactly?
your turn.
Checking.
What about someone else?
Oh, it's up to you. Yeah, go ahead.
So I think it's kind of what they're trying to say. This is when I was like 12 years old, maybe 11. Okay, you know the Waikato River in New Zealand, in Hamilton? You guys remember that big long river that runs through the city? Okay, so we went on a scout trip, right? Because we like going into the wilderness and experiencing things. Well, this one time we went and the what do you call those? Not a kayak, a canoe. The canoe that I had somehow got this big rip, and we're right in the middle of the lake. I mean the river. You know the river's pretty bad. I don't know when you get certain currents. So I'm starting to panic because I'm in the middle of the river. I mean of the lake. I'm in the river, and my boat's slowly like sinking. Right. I'm trying to catch up to everybody else, and my scoutmaster. So I started trying to yell out to him. And I remember him. I was turning around because I was the last one at the back, and he asked me, "What's wrong?" I said, "My canoe is sinking." You know, that's what I do because we're kind of far away from the bank. So first thing he told me to do, he goes, "You don't panic, just relax." And he pulls out this plastic container. He pulls out this plastic container. He goes, "All you have to do," he goes, "How big is the hole?" I couldn't see it because it was way up the front underneath. We had poor canoes in those days. We didn't have like plastic ones like they do now. We had one made out of canvas. And so he goes, "All you have to do," and he stayed right by me. And so he goes, "You just start bailing that water out as fast as you can, because if you don't, you're going to sink." So he actually, because I couldn't get it out fast enough, hello, I'm only a little kid, because I couldn't get it out fast enough, he goes, "It's not working, so I'm going to have to tow you." So he actually pulled me all the way to where we were supposed to meet the rest of the guys. And we were going upstream. It wasn't too far of a distance, but we had to go upstream this part. So he tried to tow me all the way up while I was trying to bail the water out at the same time. Does that kind of match what you're saying? Someone's showing you what to do to survive? No? No?
Oh, it does talk about shit.
And water?
It's very similar to a ship.
Okay, that one didn't work then. Sorry.
Okay,
It
anyone
did 'cause
else?
he didn't know what to do.
Like I can say like your language when you were on the mission, right? That must have been really
Great for packages.
Big cup. Just kidding. Give me motivation. So
I knew those weren't gonna happen, so I prayed for money. Got
I
that.
should use my mic along with the little mic.
Oh, I have one too.
You trying to get whatever?
Oh no, it's another one.
How did you overcome
No, it's a wireless,
the
so I can hold it for me and they
in
can talk.
communicating with people in their language?
99.
Because like Suva said in her testimony today, it was really hard for her to communicate with people because she didn't know the language. And even though she didn't know the language, but she could just
She
feel
had a hard time.
the love that she had for Christ, for Jesus Christ. Even though she had a really hard time communicating with the Spanish, with the Guatemala people. So was it the same? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for experiences like that. And how did you overcome it? What did you do?
learning your language.
Wasn't that a hard task for you to do on your mission field? Was learning, besides the gospel language, learning the language to be able to communicate with the people of Guatemala?
Alright.
So how did you overcome that? You know, what did you have to do?
Humbling ourselves
For what?
to not being afraid of making mistakes.
In
It's
speaking
gonna
the
die
language?
soon.
To the people.
The last video we just saw.
Feel like you're unsure, so you don't want to say something and they like laugh at you.
It kind of ruins it because they're different shapes.
So that's like the best way to learn.
Oh, that's okay.
Usually.
Like hands up. What about you, Ty? Did you have to learn Spanish, Ty? So, how did you? How were
I
you
didn't
able?
go Spanish, but I had to learn the last 11 months of my life.
Spanish.
Because our mission turned Spanish when I was
Oh.
13 months old.
And how was that for you?
Well, you know,
Stadium. It's like when you're in a football stadium. It's like the Super Bowl.
Well, you became.
Showing my form.
That's all.
No, not you, the
Beyonce
stage.
almost failed. Anyways,
The shoes.
she almost couldn't get.
okay,
The
next.
shoes.
So, anyways, Ty.
Sorry.
So, what did you have to do?
Shoes.
No, because Rana said he had to humble himself.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I
In
was
what
put
way?
with the Spanish missionary and I had to take orders from him. Even though I was out longer than him, he was my senior companion.
Because he
Because he
spoke.
spoke Spanish. So yeah, that's basically what Ryan said. You gotta humble yourself.
You, Justin?
Take correction. That's all I've done.
Sorry, I still had the camera on you.
Oh,
You,
done.
Justin?
He just said I'm done.
I'm trying to think about the situation.
It's dead.
Aw.
Because I already knew
Yes.
You, Justin?
For me, it was so when I was in the MTC in Guatemala. A lot of the time, I tried learning I wanted to learn Spanish first, but then, the whole time the DNC 1121, it always came into my mind. How it talks about how you have to learn the gospel first before you learn, the tongue or whatever. I can't remember the exact words. And so I didn't give up, but I put aside learning Spanish and started studying the gospel first. And then when I got out into the field, I asked my companion if it was easy for him to speak Spanish. And he told me straight up, he was like maybe in about 2 or 3 months, you just wake up one morning and you just start understanding everything everyone's saying to you. And then you'll be conversing back with him. You won't even understand. You won't even know until you might be in the middle of your conversation or after. Understand, you can speak, the conversation kind of thing. And so like Rana and Ty said, it had to do with humility. It's learning the gospel first, and then the language came or would come after.
Okay. So, anyone else want to share a story similar to it?
I thought I had a lot. I became almost
Well, your
here.
life wasn't that interesting.
Oh.
After all that, it was more illegal things you were doing.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm still trying to become certain obstacles.
Like what?
Like downloading. I've gotten down to once a week instead of every day.
But if you're paying for it, then it's not
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. Anything else?
when you move to Samoa, didn't you have to learn the language?
Yeah,
They call you Gengengeo.
I did. Thank you.
Sure.
No, start. Dad.
Sorry, Nito.
No, that's mine. Thank you.
It's more Fiji.
Okay. So,
Fiji.
so we have Nephi who.
Excuse me.
My hugest obstacle was Remember?
Stop.
I was finally understanding your culture. When I was always mad and upset, it took me years.
20 years.
20 years? My goodness, that's too
20
much.
years.
That was, I guess, my biggest obstacle. I had to learn how loving your people were. Yes, that's the only biggest one I can think of in my life. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
similar. Hi. So hi. So it's almost it's similar to, I guess, with the building of the ship, where he had to learn from scratch how to make tools, because in order for him to build a ship, he had to have tools.
Hey,
And so, cheese. And so they had to.
very well.
He had to melt things and become a blacksmith, like what blacksmiths do. They make tools, they make weapons, and that's what he had to do with everything. And from that, he was able to get dimensions and measurements from Heavenly Father for him in order to build a ship. But many of us, like Lemian and Lemuel, and some of his family members, they were murmuring throughout the whole event thing. And now, how many of us murmur when we are asked to do something that we don't want to do because we're busy doing something, right? Hi. Right? Because Dad does all my food, and Dad does all my shakes, and Dad always prepares my stuff while I'm at work. He drops it off, and when I come home I come home to my shake in the fridge. But just sometimes just once when things are not ready, I get like, you're supposed to do that for me.
Yeah, and then when she starts murmuring, man,
Then I start
really
to
start getting
murmur, like, where's my stuff?
it's really short though.
But I get that way sometimes too. Because I'm so used to Dad doing things for me. When they're not done, when I want it to be done, then I start getting into the murmuring stage. Do it for me while I'm getting ready for it.
Even if I'm sleeping, I know Mum gets up early to go to work, but I'll get up
And
and
he'll
try to
jump
do
out
it.
of bed and do it while I'm in the bathroom. I come out and he's got it ready. Is your milk? Is your shake?
Is it one you hate taking, but you have to take it?
Yeah. So,
Relationship gone.
any murmuring? Sujin, do you have any murmuring stories?
No, not at all.
Like being told or asked to do something and
Oh, don't even get me started.
I had heaps of murmuring when we were going through our... They already know.
about what?
When I was trying to learn your stuff, your culture, remember?
Oh yeah,
That
that
was really bad, eh?
heaps of 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's bad stuff. That's bad murmuring.
Yeah, that was. They're called haunting memories.
Only 20 years. Huh? Jeez. We got married in 84. My mum
Okay.
died in 95. That's just 9 years.
Your mom, not my mom.
Yeah, my mum.
Oh.
I stopped murmuring after 95.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Heck
yeah,
yeah,
you're
man. I
right.
loved your mum and dad. I
You're
came
right.
home for them from New
You're
Zealand.
right.
Yeah, I was like,
You're right.
yeah, man.
Angels, daddy.
Their house is just exactly like that. Hey, you feel cool.
No!
rub it. Okay. So I'm sure we have a few murmurings in your own little household, but just remember that.
Can you grab that for me?
Just remember that, like Nephi, you have to keep doing it and keep going and until the task is over. And go. And
That's a slow mo.
and what else? Anything else? Okay, so
Hey,
just scratch.
Sienna.
Say sorry to my feet.
Sienna, hey,
So
come over here.
in other words,
Be recording.
after tonight, and
Be
there are
careful.
things that we
Might-
are
no.
supposed to be doing, and things that we are asked to do, and things that we are told to do, that we should just do it. And I learned to, and instead of murmuring and murmuring behind your breath or under your breath or behind my back and behind the curtain, behind the down the hallway in your rooms, just do it and don't murmur about it. So, hey,